What is going on, guys? It is the Saucy Sock here with another video, and we're going to be breaking down the Georgia offense. Those of y'all who have watched me stream for a little bit know that I have made the transition, dang, I can't talk, from Alabama to Georgia. I still play with Alabama from time to time, but Georgia really just has the better plays. I'm really comfortable with the Alabama playbook, but overall, I still think Georgia's playbook's a little bit better. And there's just so much versatility that you have with this. So first things first, if you want to run this offense at its fullest potential, you need to set your depth chart up like this. I'd recommend Nate Frazier as RB1, 94 speed, 97 acceleration, can really take off and get some big runs if he gets into open space. You want to set your receivers up like this. I like Arian Smith at number 1, obviously because he has goal takeoff, 98 speed. And then Anthony Evans, although he's a low overall, he does have 98 speed, so he is able to take the top off the defense as well. Dom Lovett at number 3, only because his route running is a little bit better than London Humphreys, and he's going to be able to route up any kind of man coverage out there a little bit better. Outside of that, you don't really have to do too much unless you just want to try out new stuff. I don't know why you would do that. So the first formation we're going to take a look at here is the deuce close. I really like this RPO read flat wheel, and we're going to run against a random defense. Now, keep in mind, y'all, I'm in practice mode on Heisman difficulty. If some stuff that you see on here doesn't look as open, then I promise you in game it's going to look more open than you think. Practice mode's absolutely crazy. Heisman AIs are absolutely crazy. So this is the play here. Typically, you want to read the post to B, or you want to read the wheel to the tight end RB right here. You don't have to throw it if you don't want to. There's a run built into this, so if you don't like the look and you don't want to risk it, you can just hand it off by doing nothing. Typically, this post is going to get open, though, more times than not, as you see right there. Against one-eye safety does a pretty good job. Sometimes against two-eye safety, you just really want to read the safety in front of the post. He bails away, so we should be able to... Oh, my gosh, what is Carson Beck throwing? Let's try that again. Boom. That post is going to be open more times than not. You could also read this wheel route. It's not always going to be there, but it's definitely an option. Like right here, we have it. And you can get some really good yards here. I'll try to throw the wheel again. Yep, we got it again. So just throw it. You got a good tight end. You can get a little sneaky touchdown like that. And then you could also add in this little wrinkle here. You don't have to do this, but I like to motion over this flat tight end, or this tight end that's running a flat. And he does a pretty good job of getting open too. Now, he's not going to be your big gain kind of guy. You can get some big yardage out of him every now and then. But this is just a good way to get a cheeky first down if it's like 3rd and 1. And he's going to be open most of the time. Like that. And so yeah, that's RPO, read flat wheel. Now, the next play I want to look at here is the corner and goes out of the deuce close. This is really good against any kind of man coverage. We'll call cover 2 man. I like kind of running this in the middle of the field. You can run it on a hash mark. It's not a problem. I like to put X on a corner and B on a corner. Just feels like it clears out a little bit better in case they are in zone coverage. But you're really just reading one of these tight ends if it's man coverage, and they do a really good job at routing up. That. And if they have a user to take away one of the tight ends, let's say I run that same play, and he plays the tight end on the right, well, that's okay. You can just go to the tight end on the left. And it's just a really tough play to stop. If someone's running a lot of man coverage on you, this would definitely be a play that I would recommend. You also can do this against zone. Typically, match coverage can give it a little bit of problems, but it's still it still can get open. Corner route on the outside receivers here. And typically they can find a soft spot in the zone, like that. So these are like my 2 favorite plays out of deuce close. You run to the left. And you can't, like, the user can't guard both routes. If they user one, the other one's going to be open. All right, and normal Y off, this is the next formation. I like to put my fastest receiver in the slot because I like him running this wheel route. Now, the motion PA wheel shot that I just called here is really good against almost any defense. I do like to block my running back here. And then typically what I'm reading is this tight end crosser, or sometimes this wheel will get open off rip. So we'll just take a look here. Wheel was open. But y'all know practice mode. I'm going to get shed like crazy. you have a fast receiver, it's an easy one-play touchdown if it's man coverage. If it's not there, typically you'll have the tight end crosser. I forgot to block my running back here, so hopefully I don't get tackled. This tight end crosser is really good. Again, I'm going against random defense. Tight end crosser should get open a lot of times against zone. If you have a mobile quarterback, like say if you're in Dynasty and you run this offense, if you don't like the looks, you can take off and run. Unfortunately, Carson Beck does not have that luxury. Oh my gosh, what a bad throw, but you guys can see he's open. And this tight end crosser is also really good against man coverage too, because if you look, he kind of breaks in kind of hard here. So if you have a good route running tight end, he can break free from man coverage. We'll run it one more time here. I'm trying to throw the wheel. I had one-on-one, but you guys get the point. And that is going to be the PA wheel shot, motion PA wheel shot out of the normal Y off. Next, out of the wing trips here, I like this play, RPO Alert Out. This is really good against zone coverage. Cover 2 can give it a little bit of a problem. We'll call cover 3 sky here. If you can't see, you kind of need to see the whole field. I like to press down, well, at least for Xbox, it's down on the D-pad twice. I like my camera angle like this so I can read the cornerback. That's really all you're reading. Typically that slot or nickel position, whatever you want to call it, in front of the out route, the defender is not going to play it very well. So as long as he comes in and shoots for the run, he's going to be wide open. So he stays in. We can throw this pretty easy. Easy yardage. You can really just spam it if they're in cover 3. Like I said, cover 2 can give it a little bit of problems. I'll show y'all real quick. Obviously, if it's not cover 2, if that cornerback's not on any kind of flat assignment, it's going to be there. But if you're running against Tampa 2 or cover 2, it can get kind of dicey. So you want to be really careful when you throw this. Always read that cornerback, because you guys can see if he sits on it, you don't want to throw this, because he can easily pick that off and go the other way for 6. So make sure you're always reading the cornerback here. Literally, he can pick that off so easily. But I'll show y'all one more time against anything else. As long as he's not on some kind of flat, that cornerback, you're going to be able to hit it. It gets quarters here, should be okay. So just read that cornerback. As long as the guy in front of the out route right there doesn't stay out on it. Right here, he kind of does. I could have thrown that if I wanted to, but the run in this is really good too. Yep, that's going to be the RPO Alert Out of wing trips. Now, out of the cluster halfback strong, this is one of my favorite formations. I like to put my fastest receiver on the single side. So, and you'll see, let's call post dig here. You can run a bunch of different setups, but if this is really a one-play touchdown versus cover 0, and I'll show you why. As long as you have the, let me go ahead and get my camera angle right. As long as you have the speed advantage on the left side right here, like Arian Smith's 98 speed, as long as that cornerback is not faster than that or just as fast, you should be able to bomb them over the top and cover 0 without a problem. Now, if you're playing with a team that doesn't have a super fast receiver, that's okay. If you're going against cover 0, I like to typically, it's already a pretty good built-in our stock play, because this whip route, it does a pretty good job against cover 0. It's going to get open more times than not. Anthony Evans doesn't have the best route running, so he's not going to absolutely route up this guy too bad. But you can at least get some free 5 yards. Another setup you could do here is you can run a zig to the tight end. You could put RB on a flat route, and then you put B on a streak here. And if it's man coverage, you can really hit this tight end zig route. Should do a pretty good job. Tight end zigs are really OP in this game. If you can get a formation where you could put a tight end on a zig, I strongly recommend it. So you can run something like this right here. Boom. Easy money. All right, the next play you can run, I like this verticals out of the gun cluster halfback strong. And against zone coverage, this will absolutely fry. What I like to do, my setup right here, I like to streak X just so he just runs straight. I like to put my tight end on a drag, and I like to put my running back on a streak. And I'm really reading the halfback streak. Sometimes that'll get open. If that's not there, you want to look either for the drag or the crosser. So crosser is going to get open here. So let's do this again. Drag should always be there too, unless the user is taking it away. More times than not, very rarely do I see the drag get guarded. This running back will kind of find a soft spot there too. So this is a good play. I wouldn't spam this play. I would like to keep this, like, you know, maybe run it a couple times a game. Tight end drag. And I mean, there's just so many options here. And you really could throw it to anybody. Crosser. Now, you could also run some different stuff out of this too. Like, you could do the same combination we had earlier. Put B on a streak, RB on a flat, A on a zig. If they're running man coverage, you can block your running back too. Even against zone coverage, like if you throw that flat receiver out there, it's going to clear out any kind of flat zone. And your tight end is typically going to find a little soft spot in the zone right here. So, yep, that's verticals out of the gun cluster, halfback strong. Bunch here is another good formation. I like this bench pivot play, another good man beater. This is kind of similar to what we were running out of the gun cluster, halfback strong, the man beating concept. You have the B receiver that will clear out any kind of zone. If it's in man coverage, you can kind of hit it sometimes too, but I'm really looking for the zig right here to RB. And as long as he doesn't get stuck on the defensive back right here, you should be able to throw that. This is just a really good stock play. Now, typically, as you notice that my zig is kind of running into that defender, so you could just go ahead and put the tight end on drag if you want, just so that doesn't happen. Should be able to clear it out like that. If you get a better pass lead, you can get more yards out of this. So I'll just drag the tight end maybe. That's just a really good man beater. Now another setup you could do here, you can motion this guy out if you want to. If it's man coverage, you can put him on a comeback, RB on a streak, and what you should find, you put A on a drag too. Man coverage, obviously the comebacks are really good against man. Oh my gosh, what is Carson Beck throwing? Let's try that again. Oh, I messed up. No worries. Tight end drag is always going to be open. You want to motion this guy out. If you don't motion this guy out, you can't put him on a comeback. Tight end on a drag here. Run this. Possession catch that. Very good man beater. Another play I like to run too, out of the gun cluster halfback strong, I meant to mention this earlier, is if you call post dig here and you got man coverage, I mean, not man coverage, zone coverage. If you put B on a streak, a lot of times this wheel route will get open. Right here is like a little soft spot. So that cornerback's going to go with that streak. You can run this. Try to find the soft spot with that tight end wheel. Now, he was open. I just couldn't get time to throw it because I'm in practice mode. So, find the little soft spot with the tight end. Forgot to mention that too. But just a little quick thing I wanted to throw on in there real quick. Now this, out of the spread Y flex, if you go to packages down here at the bottom, if you click it to the right, I like to put my tight end. The strong slot package will put the tight end at the wide receiver spot. I like to put my two fastest receivers in the slot right here. So what I could do is I can actually get this set up. It's not there already. So I got two really fast receivers in the slot. If you're playing against cover 2 or cover 2 man, this PA seams absolutely fries it right here. So PA seams, let's call cover 2 man. And a lot of times you'll find that soft spot in the middle of the field between the two safeties. I'm in Heisman, so obviously the safeties are just absolutely cracked out of their minds. Let's try it again. You might want to pass lead this inside, actually. That's open. Carson Beck sucks. Of course, when I'm trying to throw a video out there live, this is kind of what happens. This time he underthrows it. But you guys see the point. Any kind of cover 2 man or cover 2 zone. Dude, what are you doing, Carson Beck? I'm recording a video, son. We got to make this throw. But you guys see it. It's open, right? Like, it's an easy touchdown against cover 2. It's really good against cover 3 as well. If you were scared about the corners like that, you can put both your outside receivers on comebacks. You can just hit it like this. You can read the safety and then read the corners if you like. If the corners keep going to play the streaks, you should be able to hit the comeback route. Like, I think a thing that can give it some problems is, say, if you run cover 3 sky, like typically, if you run those comebacks, those corners will we'll ignore it. Let's call cover 3 sky here. So be careful on these corners on the outside. If they don't bite on the comeback, then you should have the comeback without much of a problem. Well, I get sacked. I actually had my streaks. Boom. There's the setup. Let's look at the right side here. Yep. See how he didn't bite on the comeback? You should be able to hit that. So just be careful when you look at those seams. Sometimes those corners will ignore the comeback route. And that's another easy play you could throw on in. Now, obviously, I like to throw in one-play touchdowns. I'll show you all a good one right here. Bunch trail. This post gets behind almost any kind of zone more times than not. Now, I am in practice mode, so sometimes the AI is going to play it. But I'll show y'all. Bunch trail here. Let's call, I don't know, cover 3 match. I like to block my running back just so I have time. Typically, I'm reading that safety in the middle of the field. If he drops back to play the post, I should be able to hit something underneath. So obviously I'd be open. I'm looking at the post, seeing if I can hit it. I'm in practice mode, so I'm not going to have time. But you should be able to hit something underneath here. Like, if the linebacker, if everyone bails, like, hit the drag. I'm going to try to force throw this post to show y'all that, like, you probably can throw it more times than not. Boom. Let me show y'all this against cover 4. Like, this is really good against cover 4. Let's go zone, cover 4, cover 4 drop. Watch this post, like, still gets behind the safety over there. Now, you really want to read that safety because sometimes they will drop back to play it. But since he's still like in a back pedal here, I should have the throw. But if you don't like that, if you don't like the post, you can always go underneath. Like, this trail by the tight end is really good, and the drag's really good here. So, I mean, you have some quick throws if you don't really like the post, or if you're just reading the safety and you're like, I'm not really feeling it. You can go underneath. But typically, this post on the outside just absolutely fries it. Now, again, you do need a fast receiver out there, or else it's going to get bagged up. And then it's not a full scheme without a one-play touchdown, so I'll show you all a one-play touchdown out of the bunch Y flex. I like to put my fastest receiver in the inside slot. We're going to call verticals here. Now, this is hot route intensive, so I don't really do that typically, but for situations like this, I will, if I absolutely need one. You want to run this to where your bunch side is on the wide side, and this is very similar to my Alabama one-play touchdown. Motion this guy out, put him on a comeback, streak RB, put A on a corner. Stem A about 5 times. It's 5 or 6. You can max protect, so you have more time. And then you'll find that this A receiver typically will get open as I get hit, but y'all see him coming open. Now, don't spam this. People can catch on. Stem him up 5 times. This is what the play art should look like. You should be able to hit him over top like that. Now this is out of the bunch Y flex. We'll run it one more time. Streak, RB, B on a comeback, stem the corner out to A, up 5 times. Lock your running back so you have more time. You can. Oh my gosh, I got shed. Yeah, I'm in practice mode. It is so hard. Like, I promise you guys will have more time. As long as you're not getting blitzed in a real game, you'll have time to make this throw. And this works against cover 4, any kind of zone, really. Dude, I can't throw it, but you guys see it getting open. As long as you're not in practice mode, you can make the throw. I'll show you all it against cover 4. We'll go cover 4 drop here. Same setup. B on a comeback, RB on a streak, A on a corner. Stem A up 5 times. Block your running back. Easy money. But yeah, y'all, that's going to be my Georgia offense. There's so many more good plays I didn't cover. This playbook's so versatile. Like, you can do so much stuff out of it. It is unreal. It's one of my favorite playbooks in the game. If you're really good at making reads, this is definitely the playbook you should be running. A lot of good RPOs. There's so many good plays in here, like I said, that like I didn't even cover. You could literally make this playbook almost unstoppable as long as you're making the right reads. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like me doing these playbooks, let me know down below in the comment section. I can do some more for y'all. But that's going to do it. I appreciate y'all support as always. Find me on Twitch, Saucy Sock 2Ks at the end. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Oh my gosh. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.